Hello and welcome to my latest smartwatch review. Today we have the ZBlaze BTalk 3 Pro smartwatch. As we read on the box, it has an Ultra HD AMOLED display, 24-hour health management. You can take and receive Bluetooth calls when tethered with your phone right through the watch. Multiple sports modes. This just came in the mail today. Ordered it from AliExpress with my own money. And I think it's important to tell you that I do these reviews to monetize this channel a bit, which really is in support of my kayaking adventures. But I do these smartwatch and tech reviews to monetize this channel, and the ad revenue I make there on YouTube gets invested right back into the channel. I buy these devices so I can bring you these reviews. So we've got the watch itself. This is in sort of a greenish gray band color. I think this will look pretty good on the wrist. And the first part of this video is really just to show you what comes out of the box. Then I'm going to go away, fully charge it, and then come back with my full fair and honest review after wearing it for several days, which to you will just feel like a few seconds. So what comes out of the box? It's the watch itself with a charging cable. This will be a magnetic charging cable, and a user manual, and a screen protector here, which is all nice. This is probably one of the nicer manuals I've ever seen. It's actually stapled and multi-pages, multi-languages. I like that. If we kind of zoom in a little bit and just take a quick look at this guy, there's English, choose my language. The app here will be Fit Cloud Pro, and there will be a QR code to scan there to get in. So it's not going to let me do much of anything here until I install the app and tether it. But there you go. The BTalk 3, I'm going to go wear it for a few days and be right back. All right, let's get into it. To turn the display on, I have the lift your wrist feature turned off. So I will press that upper right button. That will make the screen come to life. I'm going to swipe down, go into settings, go into display, and go into brightness. I'm going to turn that all the way up. I've had it turned down in the interest of saving battery life. Now let's go and skip ahead right here to the always on display. And here where it says, and let me find a little pointer pen here off screen. Thank you AliExpress for this fine pen. This shutdown, that means if you want the watch face to turn off automatically, that's what that means here in the OLED display. If I want the always on display to be the analog clock, that's where you would do that. This will time out after 5 seconds, and there is that always on analog display. This is really cool. I've come to really like the always on display option. And if we go in and go back to that always on display and go to digital clock, and again, let's wait for the 5 seconds to time out here. This will pop up with what that digital display looks like if you have always on display enabled. So yes, this has always on display. So let me turn that off now, but let me go into screen time and let me turn that all the way up to 30 seconds for the purposes of this review. So you kind of get the feeling of, you know, you can have it on as little as 5 seconds at a time, and you can choose to have the lift your wrist feature turned on if you wish. And that would be right here, the raise to wake. And I always have that turned off just to save battery life. I don't want it coming on even when I don't mean to look at it. And there you go. You have various watch faces in here. I think they're all very nice. This one I like a lot because it blends into my carbon fiber background here. So maybe I'll just leave it here for you right now. If we go back into settings, display, here is your battery life. I'm at 80% right now. You can turn on power saving mode. You can adjust your vibration intensity and your mode, whether it's vibrate and ring. That's a audible tone from the watch. You can change your language, your QR code to install the app. you can define what the bottom right key means, down key settings. So right now I have it set, if you click it, it will get to workouts. You can change it that if you click it, it will change to your music player mode. Now this watch does not have storage on it. It will not play MP3s directly from the watch, but when connected with your phone via Bluetooth, you can use this as a controller for the music on your smartphone. This is one of those rare watches, again, in the budget end, where you can change the time and date right on the watch. You don't have to rely on syncing it with the app and your phone. So here is where you set the time. All right. And if you swipe up, you can set the date here as well. And you can change from the 12 to 24 hour format. Here is your system info. BTalk 3 Pro is the watch, and it gives you some firmware versions and audio versions and whatnot. You can shut down and you can restart. Alright, so that's about what you get in the settings. There's a shortcut here for screen brightness. Here's your battery life. It's got the flashlight mode where it will turn on all the pixels to let you use this to see in the dark. It's got a do not disturb mode. It's got your phone mode. And I'll show you this. Well, it works. I won't demonstrate it, but I'll just let you know this is a speakerphone. It's got a speaker and microphone built in, so you can make and take calls directly through the watch, but you have to be tethered via Bluetooth with your phone. All right, so this is not a SIM calling watch at all. You have to be within Bluetooth range of your phone and have the watch connected to your phone, but it works just fine. And here you have your Bluetooth disconnect. You can set that. So, all right, that's what you get in the settings. If we go back to the main screen, if I swipe from right to left, here is your progress bar for the day. The red is your estimated kilocalorie burn. The green here is your step count for the day, and the blue is your estimated distance walked. And I can swipe up and it'll give me some more detail in here. If I swipe again, it will get me into my sleep mode, and you can go back and look at your previous days and the amount of time you slept and the number of days, time in deep and light sleep. It will pull in the weather from your phone when tethered via Bluetooth. Here is your heart rate in beats per minute. This will do continuous heart rate monitoring for 24 hours. Here are your sports modes, 100 plus sports modes. And here's your music player, and then we're right back to the beginning. Okay, so good stuff. I'll take this off and show you, but it's a slim design, and it's a 1.43 inch Ultra HD AMOLED display, 466 by 466 pixels. So it's a very vibrant, easy to read, crisp display. This watch will also do blood oxygen saturation monitoring, and to do that we would go in and swipe from left to right. You can get to telephone mode, and here's where you would make phone calls from the watch when tethered to your phone via Bluetooth. You can sync your contacts. Here are your call records. Here's a call I made earlier today, and there's the record of it. It works fine. It's got volume control right on the watch, and you can mute this thing as well when you're taking calls. It's got voice assistant. Here is your data. That's that summary screen, your workout modes, your workout records. Here is your heart rate in beats per minute. And it will, this I think is fairly credible. Now, this is not a medical device. I don't trust any health insights or anything about your health to such a device, because it is not a medical device, but it will give you some heart rate information. It will give you your sleep tracking. It will take your blood pressure, and I'll let this go in real time. And you know, again, not a medical device, but it's just kind of fun, interesting data and numbers. I suppose you could go get a real blood pressure measurement and correlate the two. So when you get numbers on this, you know how that compares to your real numbers from a medical device. And I'm sure my blood pressure is going to be high now because I'm talking. And normally you want to be relaxed. You want the watch to be the same level as your heart. You don't want your legs crossed. And that's what you would do. So there is my blood pressure. I'm going to swipe up and it'll give you your average, and in the app it'll give you your high, your low, and what's this, normal blood pressure range. It just tells you what the normal ranges are. Okay, so it does blood pressure, it does blood oxygen saturation, or SpO2, and here it is actually using a red diode. For everything else it is using a green diode. So in this low end of budget fitness watches, I like when they include the red diode for blood oxygen saturation because I believe them to be more accurate. I compare these with a fingertip pulse oximeter, and this watch is spot on with that device, so keep that in mind. Blood oxygen, here are your messages, here is your weather. Again, you got to be connected with your phone via Bluetooth. 28-day female cycle tracking. Here is your music controller. Again, you have to be tethered to your phone via Bluetooth. Breath training. It's got a stopwatch. It's got a countdown timer. It's got alarms, so you can set alarms on here. It's got a business card, and here's where you can set the time and date. It's got a find your phone feature, calculator, calendar, camera shutter. Again, it's a remote trigger when tethered to your phone via Bluetooth. You point your phone where you want, and then you can use this to actually trigger your phone to take the picture. So I think we've been around the dial here. If we go back to the beginning and I swipe up, here are your messages. It'll pull these in when tethered via Bluetooth with your phone. It will pull these in. It works just fine. However, there's no ability to reply to a text message here, okay? So it's read only. It'll push them to your watch. You can read your text messages, but there's no quick reply. There's no way to type a reply. You can just read it, and that's it, all right? Now I'm gonna go ahead and trash that one. But it does work. It works just fine. And let's go look at the app, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts. Now the app here is called Fit Cloud Pro. Let me turn that brightness up and let me show you, because one of the most common questions I get, or one of the most common comments I get on these videos, is what is the name of the app? Fit Cloud Pro. All right, go ahead. I dare you to leave that comment, and I'm going to point you right to this timestamp on this video. But I've reviewed this app before. It's pretty basic, but it is clear, concise, and it just makes sense. Here is your step count for the day, kilocalorie burn, distance walked, and you can set a step goal. Here's a record of your sports records. This is not a GPS watch, but when you engage in a sport mode, it'll keep track of the amount of time engaged in the sport, keep track of your heart rate, and give you an estimate of kilocalorie burn. Here is your sleep last night. It gives you your total sleep, your deep sleep, your light sleep, and awake times. You can go back and look at the various days of the week, or you can look at the month, all right? So this was a different smartwatch wearing the same, or using the same app. But in the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days I've been wearing it. Here's my sleep breakdown, all right? So yeah, some days are better than others, and I find that sleep tracking to be credible. Here are my blood pressure measurements. There's your current, and you can look at the various days, and here's your track. It'll give you your highest and your lowest and your average over the course of each day. Here are your reference values. So this is all pretty decent. I kind of like it, and you can set these up to take automatically at whatever intervals you wish. And your blood oxygen saturation measurements, again, I find them to be fairly credible. And that's about it. You have your device here, your BTalk Pro 3 Pro. Sorry, that's the watch, your business card, push notifications. You can decide what you want pushed over to the watch itself. Generally, I just do calls and SMS messages because I don't like my watch buzzing continuously throughout the day, being a distraction. So I manage that so it doesn't manage me. But you can see, you can send, Facebook, Twitter, X, WhatsApp, Skype, Instagram, QQ, and WeChat notifications on over to the watch if you wish. You can set your alarms here if you wish, and you can set them up to repeat. That'll just kind of vibrate to wake you up in the morning. Here is a dial library. It's got plenty of dials in here. I'm almost positive you'll find one that you like because it's got a lot of really nice looking ones. So that's a huge plus to this particular watch, is the dial center gives you a lot of good watch faces. Here are your weather reports. Again, when tethered via Bluetooth, it will push that. Raise to wake, that means when you lift your wrist, the display will come on. You see I have that turned off. You can set an upper heart rate measurement limit where it would buzz and warn you. I have automatic heart rate monitoring turned on between the hours of 9 a.m. and 20. That would be what? I'm going to say 8 p.m. and it'll measure it between those times. There's a find your watch feature. You can change from 12 to 24 hour time, and you can define whether you're wearing this on your left or right hand. Okay, you can do a factory reset, and you can go into your personal settings here. You can change your units from metric to imperial or Celsius to Fahrenheit, which I've done. You can connect it to Google Fit, Health Connect, or WeRun FAQ suggestions. So my bottom line here is this thing is selling on AliExpress right now for $15.59. So I would say if you were looking for these particular features, this is an absolutely fantastic bargain value smartwatch. It has the 1.43 Ultra HD AMOLED display. It's got a, the watch itself only weighs 21.3 grams without the strap. It's got a very slim design here, all right? But in there, it's got the green and red diodes. It's got the built-in speaker and microphone to make and take Bluetooth calls. The battery is 260 milliamp hours, which will give you, they say 14 days of battery life with typical use. 7 days heavy use, and you can get your SMS messages. It's IP68 water resistant. You know, I'll drop a link. Go check it out. If you're looking for these features for 16 bucks, I think this is a fantastic value in low-end budget smartwatches with basic health tracking. So check it out. Check out my smartwatch and fitness tracker review playlist on YouTube. Leave a comment, like this video, share it. That helps me spread the word. That helps me bring you more smartwatch reviews. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I hope this helped, and I hope to be back very soon with a fresh smartwatch review if the good Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise.
When you want an extraordinary racing kayak made in the finest American tradition, or maybe just own a piece of American kayaking history, you want a Westside Boat Shop kayak, now available from DaveTheKayaker.com. Westside Boat Shop kayaks. The tradition continues.